Okay, so here's a quick review of reference angles from lesson number 2. So depending on what quadrant you're in is going to depend on how to find your reference angle. So here I've drawn our 4 quadrants. So we have quadrant 1, we have quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. If an angle terminates in quadrant 1, the angle itself is its own reference angle. So there's really no work to do. So for example, if an angle is 30 degrees, the reference angle is 30 degrees. If an angle is in quadrant 2, meaning it's somewhere between 90 degrees and 180 degrees, we can say that the reference angle can be found by doing 180 minus theta equals the reference angle. So for example, if theta is 120 degrees, the reference angle is 60 degrees, because 180 minus 120 is 60. In quadrant 3, this would have to be an angle somewhere between 180 degrees and 270 degrees. The rule for the reference angle in quadrant 3 is to take the angle and subtract 180 from it, and that will give you the reference angle. So for example, if your angle is, say, 225 degrees, that's in quadrant 3, therefore the reference angle is going to be 225 minus 180, so it's 45 degrees. In quadrant 4, this is going to be an angle somewhere between 270 and 360 degrees. The rule in quadrant 4 is going to be take 360, subtract theta, and that's going to equal the reference angle. So for example, if I had an angle of, we'll say, 330 degrees, the reference angle is going to be 360 minus 330, making it 30 degrees. By knowing the reference angle, you now know all of the values of any trig function, as long as you know that in quadrant 1, both sine and cosine are positive. In quadrant 2, sine is positive and cosine is negative. In quadrant 3, both sine and cosine are negative. And in quadrant 4, cosine is positive, but sine is negative. If you know that, you have a pretty good grasp on what's going on, and hopefully this will help you in future lessons.